it's unreasonable to expect performance from an individual that's in pain.
Yeah.
Whether it's human or whether it's equine. So a lot of times, the biggest gift with our ability to put our hands on a horse, educated hands, as therapists, human and equine, is the ability to decipher what's going on in that horse's body. Essentially meeting that horse within their own body and seeing what's going on. Too often we're waiting for a horse to talk like Mr. Ed to us. Oh, here's what's going on with me today. And it's like, that's not going to happen. Okay? But what can happen is educate your hands, learn how to put your hands on a horse and see what the muscles tell you, see what the body tells you, because that's always a story there. So that's one of the aspects of just coming in, running your hands over a horse's body and palpating various areas, that it tells you the story of what type of training this horse has been in, what's going on with this horse, what's the present conditions with this horse, etc., etc. So all of this information is readily available, and what it really does is it removes that wall, it removes that barrier that people are always looking and dealing with horses. Okay? How do I interact? What's going on with this horse? Because it's a two-dimensional aspect. You ride the horse, you might get some information, and you look at the horse and you get some information. The third biggest one is the ability to educate your hands to put it on that horse's body and see the effects your training program, your tack, your riding, your surface, your equipment all come into play, and what effects it has on that athlete's body, or negative or positive on there.
And the horses don't speak English.
Right.
They don't speak English, and they can't tell people in English or French or Dutch or German where the problem is. Putting our hands on the horse and evaluating the muscle tissue, it's as clear as day to us.
What are you doing, Don?
We're just talking to him.
Eyeballs, Daddy.
That's where Molly hid. The peach is right here. Just watch yourself.
Got eyeballs, Daddy.
As opposed to coming back here
On the
Whoa.
drivetrain.
and look at the change
Whoa,
of our,
whoa, whoa,
especially
whoa,
in the
whoa.
lower back. Clean, pretty clean through the neck. We're feeling good. TMJ. Oh, I'm looking nice on that. Coming through. Hey, that cranial deep pectoral feels good. If I come underneath there, I've got some stuff. And again, striations coming in here. Feel this right here. Crunch, 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 crunch. Look at all through there. We're holding a lot of tension in that whole back. A tendon of origin of the brachiocephalicus, okay, and the tendon of origin of insertion of the splenius, and both of them are feeling pretty good. I mean, this horse has some nice muscle on him, so hey, what I want to do is just get that muscle loosened up. I don't need to do a lot of deep work. Now, her onboards are starting to get a little tight. She's a young girl, but look at that. That's when I come into the splenius there.
We're screaming.
At a deeper level. Serratus. Screaming. Almost one high.
This ain't no half-hour massage.
This is
This ain't no 20-minute.
Look at how much tighter. Could you take her head a little bit towards me, Lisa? Look at the differentiation on that. A little bit tighter. You see?
She wants Tycho's
You
body.
see what I'm evaluating when I come through? On there, so it's just like I'm coming in. I'm not too bad here coming through. Now you ride him with the sports saddle, right? Or
No, the massage saddle.
okay. But what I see, we're coming in, we're all right through this twist a lot of time. But I start to get a little tender in here. And then as I come back further into the lumbar, look what I've got going on. And again, this is indicative a lot of times because you're sitting a little bit further back when you're doing dressage on there. So what I see going on, when I see problems coming in back in this lumbar region, and again, the saddle isn't extending all the way back into the lumbar, all right? But that muscle does. That muscle's extending all the way from back in the sacrum here, all the way through to either side, okay? Coming through and then under the shoulder and inserting into the neck. So as we come back into here more, look, and I mean, I'm just, look at the weakness level that we begin to get. And then any of these problems will always wind up in this region here. So look at the weakness I have behind here.
Okay, we got eyeballs again. Good. Good player. wonderful. I love you.
Oh, who's got the loosey goosey now? Who's got the loosey goosey, huh? That's what I want to know. Who's got the loosey goosey?
He needs to detox from all the drugs and be well.
It's always a pleasure to work on horses, but some horses it's a real pleasure to work with.
You can't have
And this is one of them. So we're going to
more
strengthen
so
this.
on the left.
But all in all, solid horse. Solid horse. We're going to clear this out a little bit. Going to put on that.
Let's do it, Dylan.
And it's going to have a smile on his face. A bigger smile. Look, he's smiling. Did you see it?